how do you get in the mood to get into your Christmas recordings, into the Christmas special? How do you work on it? Do you decorate the studio? Do you like change your schedule around?
Well, first of all, my schedule is always a mess. Everybody hates me because my schedule kills them. But yes, when I'm recording and writing Christmas songs, like okay, so this past year, like this year that we're in, I was working on my new song Fall in Love at Christmas, and I had just finished the second verse and I was recording it and my engineer was there and suddenly I stopped and I was like, this is not right. And he's like, what's wrong? And I said, there's no Christmas tree. What are we doing? This is not festive. And it's true because I had had a Christmas tree up. They took it down and then we got back to working. And I really, I need to evoke that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we're at. I mean, I didn't expect that in the studio, just one Christmas tree and stuff. So I did these little things like my little stockings that we're selling this year and stuff. My doggie is here, my little pillows, and I put my blanket there and I said, okay, I'll stare at that. And that'll make it, that'll bring me into that mood. I really need it to be like tangible. I need to feel like, okay, it's Christmassy.
You know, I was reading your memoirs last year, and I was interested in your relationship with Christmas, how you always wanted to have a perfect Christmas. And this is where I relate to you strongly. So I was wondering how perfect Christmas looked for you back then when you were a child, and how perfect Christmas looks for you right now when you're an adult.
I'm working on a new book, and it's not a big book like my memoir, which we're working on, like the film version and all of that. But this is a fairy tale. So it's like, it's a children's book, but it's for all ages. But it really is like about my relationship with Christmas and, and all the things thereof, things I didn't even talk about in the book, but it's like amplified because it's a fairy tale. So, back then, a perfect Christmas would even be just like if we could have had like a calm dinner and a nice moment and like, just things that most people took for granted that they had, and I didn't have that. So I think when I was growing up, I idealized this idea of what Christmas would be if I could decide on where it would be and what we would do and how it would be. And like after I wrote All I Want for Christmas Is You, very early on in my career, I started to gain more control of my life and what Christmas would be, where it would be, how it would be, and who would be there. And so now we're kind of in that place and doing festive stuff like this MC pillow and this, and my kids love it and my dogs love it, and my like it's just about the spirit of Christmas for me. It truly is about love. It's about faith. And for me, like festiveness, I just like if anybody comes over and they're like not in a good, I mean, that's terrible to say. I'll try to cheer them up, but really like they need to just come over and be happy.
I was thinking about you and how much influence and impact you have on people. And I was thinking about Hollywood actors versus musicians. Like it feels like music has so much more impact. How do you feel why music has such a grip on a human heart?
It's so interesting to me because music has always been my saving grace ever since I was little. It's just, even if I was sad, whatever it was, I would sing to myself. I would listen to the radio underneath the covers. I would sneak it, to listen underneath the covers. And it's just been something that I always felt was a gift that I had that was sacred to me. I didn't tell a lot of people when I was growing up that I sang, that I wanted to be a singer or any of those things or a songwriter, but I did it, and I did it from a real place, of just loving it so much. And that's where I still am. I love to do other things too. There's fun projects, a lot of things coming up, writing, filming, this, that, and whatever. But music is always just there, and it makes everything better to me.